The Chiss Ascendancy was the most powerful faction in the Unknown Regions around the period of the Galactic Civil War and beyond, and the navigational charts and other records that resulted from their exploration and constant surveying of the space around them meant that they had the most complete information on the areas as well. This information was why the team assembled by Luke Skywalker to find the living world of Zonama Secot, which they believed held the answer to winning the war against the Yuuzhan Vong, headed to Chiss space in the year 28 ABY. The Chiss are incredibly xenophobic, so while they ended up being willing to help Luke and his task force, many believe the Jedi had ulterior motives or were looking to force the Chiss to join the New Galactic Alliance directly in their war against the Yuuzhan Vong. This meant that the Chiss help came with strict limitations and stipulations. They were given a time limit of 2 days to search all of the archives for all the information they wanted. This time limit was made all the more harmful by the dark secret the Jedi discovered about the Chiss archives they were allowed to search, a horror any university student comes across at some point. All of the information available to them was only accessible by physically reading books. That's right, this Unknown Regions superpower had all of their information recorded in physical, written books rather than searchable digital formats. Now, considering the Chiss were explicitly trying to impede the team's research, it's very likely there did exist actual digital repositories of the same information that was available in the books. The Chiss, when asked why it was stored this way, said it was to make sure the information didn't get lost if it was corrupted, like electromagnetic storms on the capital world of Chilla often did, so it would make sense if they kept it in as many forms as possible. The reason I thought this was interesting and worth talking about, however, is that we don't really hear much about how often physical books or writing in general gets used, compared to things like data pads or other devices for recording information. And we do get some reactions from the other characters, particularly Jacen Solo, who's the point of view character for this section of the Force Heretic books where this search happens. When Jacen first enters the library, he sees what he thinks are basically large hard drives that store information they're going to be looking for, describing the books like this, quote, "Jacen idly studied the contents of the shelves as he walked, wondering what they were. They looked like bricks of some kind, and he wondered if they were some sort of data storage device. A high security installation such as this one would, he assumed, have a highly sophisticated means of keeping its data safe. Perhaps the bricks had to be fed by hand into some kind of reader, which would then display its contents. Each of the memory bricks could hold vast amounts of data safely sealed away." End quote. They later realized they're just regular old books, showing that Jacen both knew what a book was, implying they still existed, but that they were rare enough for Jacen to have this reaction. It wouldn't be something that he was used to seeing. Now, this is actually far from the only place we see books come up. They get a few mentions in some other places, and we do see Darth Warlock in the Legacy comics looking through them. But this section of Force Heretic gives us one of the only mentions with context to help show how they fit into people's daily lives in the Star Wars galaxy. Jacen, with Coruscant being his home planet, wouldn't necessarily represent everyone's experience. Lower tech planets, for example, may have seen higher uses of books and that kind of thing, but Star Wars movies are kind of full of backwater planets that heavily represent the use of basic pieces of technology like data pads rather than paper, so it may have been more representative than I'm giving it credit for as well. That's going to do it for today. Hope you've enjoyed this look at some of the more mundane parts of Star Wars life. If you did, consider leaving a like or subscribing for more. If there's another topic you'd like to see me cover in the future, leave it in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.